Good morning, everyone. It's Connor and I'm back. This is actually going to be part of a series, alright you guys, because it's actually a huge issue, women's health, and especially in the community of color that a lot of us don't really talk about. We just want to pop a Midol, you know, put in his tampon and call it a day, and that's not healthy. So the next part of the series is going to be about the products that you use for the menstruation itself, alright? Don't get too squirmy just yet, okay? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be very enlightening, and it's gonna be very opening for all of us. Okay, what I want to talk about is about the moon and the moon cycle and how women share in that cycle. So yes, women, this video is dedicated to you and I, but of course anyone is welcome to watch because everyone should know about this information. What I'm going to share with you guys today is the different vegan supplements that you can use during this time to make it the most enjoyable time as possible. Now women, or anyone else, if you haven't recognized, the moon goes through a 28-day cycle, the same as women. At the end of the 28th cycle for the moon, it either becomes new or it becomes full. And just like you and me, we can either become full or we become new. We cleanse ourselves to create new space. So today I want to show you guys the different things that I use to help me along in this time. Now, being on a vegan diet, I eat high raw, high carb, so that means a lot of raw fruit and vegetables for me, and high carb means a lot of fruit and actually a lot of like starches, grains, potatoes. This actually helps with my cycle a lot, and it serves me. I don't know what lifestyle may serve you. For a lot of women, more fat serves them and more protein serves them in this lifestyle. But for me, it's high carb. So for you and your transition, tinker around and see during this time, does eating more fruit help? Does eating more vegetables help? Does eating more protein sources help? Alright? One important thing that I would totally recommend, especially during this time, is Blood Builder from Mega Food. Mega Food is no joke. They actually have a farm fresh like seal on their little packet right here. You smell the packet, you smell the supplement, it smells like, it smells very vegetal, very earthy, like a whole bunch of food was in here. The Blood Builder is really great. It's got vitamin C, folate, vitamin B12, iron, and it's got extra beetroot in it. Beetroot is great for your blood. It increases the oxygen in your bloodstream. That's why a lot of athletes use it, because it helps with recovery, it helps with endurance, it just helps you all around. All these things are great for building the blood, and of course for women, we need to build up the blood after we've lost it. So when I begin mine, I start taking this. Now this is a great supplement to take every single day because it's got great stuff in it. But for me, I just take it once a month. When my cycle begins, I start to take it, or actually the week before, I begin to take it, and then I stop about a day or two after it's finished. Another thing, B12, methyl B12. I'm going to do a video about the difference between methyl and the other B12 that's sold in stores, because the other one, it starts with a C, and I forget how to say it, but it is cheaper. And a lot of people think because it's cheaper that it's not as good. And a lot of people think, well, it's cheaper and it's the only supplement I can get. We'll talk about that later. B12 is great. Everyone should be taking B12 anyway. It's not a vegetarian or a vegan issue. It's actually an everyone issue. B12 is going to be your replacement for Pamprin, Advil, Midol, whatever. You don't need that caffeine inside of those products. You can use B12. Now, I love caffeine because I love coffee and I love tea. So I'm not saying don't, you know, I'm not a proponent for cutting out caffeine altogether. But, yes, this is a great replacement. You don't need that. What you'll need is take a B12 and maybe drink a cup of coffee or drink a cup of tea. But this will get your energy up. Another thing that you're going to have to take, or that I find really helps, are electrolytes during this time. I used to suffer from chronic fatigue when I was on my cycle, and now that I know about these natural electrolyte sources, like coconut water, things of that nature, I feel so much better. I'm rarely tired. One of my favorites is Noon Active. Noon is great. It tastes really good. I like that they come in these little packets. It makes it super convenient. This is just full of like potassium and magnesium and vitamin C and things like that. I think that's about it. And it's sweetened with monk fruit extract and stevia, and it's also got a little avocado oil for a little fat. See how I told you guys, sometimes fruit or fat helps along. I think it's kind of like a binder as well, but still it's good to get a little fat in there. So you just drop this in like 16 ounces of water, and it's effervescent too, so it's a little bubbly. I love fizzy drinks, so that's great for me. And then you just go on your way and you drink, and you've got energy, you feel good, you feel ready to go to attack your day. It's also good for like the 2 o'clock slump at work. Helps get you going. So you really don't need that horrible Red Bull or Gatorade or what have you. The next thing, Natural Calm. Now this is just a packet filled with straight magnesium. I love this stuff. This stuff is amazing. Also, I like the little travel packet too. Makes it super convenient. It's vegan, verified non-GMO, just like the Noon, and this is verified to be gluten-free. Another thing I like is Ridgecrest Herbals. Ridgecrest Herbals is a Chinese herbal company that's big on Chinese medicine, based out of Utah. What I like is their clear lungs. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, lungs? Why do I need to worry about my breathing? For this time, I really recommend being in a meditative state, doing a lot of gentle work with your body, gentle yoga postures, walking, things that gets things flowing downwards. That's what you want to focus on. For a lot of women, you hear, like in yoga classes, if you are on your cycle, do not do inversions, because that goes against nature. That goes against nature. That's taking something that should be going down and it's taking it up, and that's not going to be beneficial. So what deep breathing does, you can focus your breath downwards, right? Everything expanding and deflating, everything contracting. That's what you're doing, is contracting to release things. So deep breathing helps with that, and this, the clear lungs, helps to support free breathing, helps to open up the airways, and helps to maintain your mucus levels in your body, especially in your lungs. Mucus lubricates the lungs, but there's a fine balance. If you have too much, you won't breathe deeply, you'll have shallow breathing. Also from Ridgecrest Herbals is this migraine relief. I know for a lot of women this time can cause a lot of headaches and things of that nature. So this migraine relief is great. It helps to relieve the pain, it calms your nerves and sensitivity, especially, you know, like when you're sensitive to light or sound, and it helps promote blood circulation, which is also great. Sometimes I'll just take this just for blood circulation. I never had a migraine in my life, thank the Lord, because I've heard some horror stories. And I've never experienced that kind of pain, but this helps with pain management. And with the blood circulation, that's great. What a lot of women don't know is that certain things that you do during your cycle can actually prolong your cycle. So you want to help that circulation to get everything out, because now what is in you is toxic and it needs to be expelled, and it needs to come out as soon as possible. Guys, so this was part 1, all right? And then I'll talk more about my own experience with my cycle from transitioning from a standard, not necessarily a standard American diet, but you know, the American diet to a vegan diet and a vegan lifestyle. Alright, you guys? Alright, love and balance.